Hey everyone, and welcome back to Cruising with Matthew, and today I'm going to be doing a ship tour of Celebrity Silhouette. In this video, I'm going to be talking all about her interior and exterior spaces and give you a comprehensive look as to what you can expect on board. So I really hope you enjoy this video. So me and one of my close friends, Dan, got to spend 6 nights on board Celebrity Silhouette in July 2021 as part of her UK summer season as she cruised around the British Isles. Celebrity Silhouette is one of Celebrity's Solstice class ships. She was christened on the 21st of July 2011, and incidentally, she enjoyed her 10th birthday whilst we were on board. Silhouette weighs in at 122,000 tonnes and in non-social distancing times can carry over 2,800 guests, although on our cruise it was limited to 1,000. There are normally 1,500 crew on board, and Silhouette can achieve a speed of 24 knots. In 2020, she received a full refit, or as Celebrity called it, revolutionised, in February 2020, and with the global pause in cruising, we were one of the first people to see what she looks like after her refit. Now, the focal point of the ship has to be the Grand Foyer. This spans 3 decks and features a gorgeous chandelier and sweeping stairs. The feel within this space is grand but also quite understated. It doesn't feel too obnoxious, and this sums up Silhouette quite well in my opinion. During this cruise as well, this space was really well utilised for live performances, as we enjoyed music from resident bands as well as performers such as the Barricade Boys and also the saxophonist Ollie Nez. So on deck 3 there is the shore excursions desk, and this is the space where if you haven't decided shore excursions, you can do this whilst on the ship. Do note that at the moment you are not able to get off the ship unless you are on an excursion. Nearby there's also guest relations. This is essentially reception, and the staff here were always happy to help, so I'm sure they will be able to help you with whatever queries you have. There's also the passport bar, which offers a range of drinks during the evening and also some lovely coffees during the day, and there's lots of comfy seats around this area and some quite interesting decor as well, so we really enjoyed sitting here during the day. As we go aft, we encounter the main dining room of Celebrity Silhouette, the Grand Cuvee restaurant. As you walk in for the first time, or probably the 100th time, I can't help but be wowed by this space. It's situated over 2 decks on decks 4 and 5 and features a gorgeous centrepiece which features multiple chandeliers and really just gave a sense of an occasion to whatever meal you are having in this space. You were able to enjoy breakfast, lunch or dinner in the Grand Cuvee restaurant, although we only got a chance to try dinner, and what made the space even better was that there is a gigantic 2-deck high wine tower. As it turned out, was situated right next to our table. I can completely see why people rate Celebrity's food so much. It was always well presented, really tasty, and I was definitely full after every single dinner here. And the waiters made it even better because they were always so kind and helpful and would always stop to chat when they could. So leaving the Grand Cuvee restaurant, nestled to one side is Lumini, which is a dedicated restaurant for suite guests, and Celebrity kindly invited me and Dan to enjoy dinner here on one of the evenings, and it was absolutely incredible. The level of service that we got in this restaurant was really impressive, and the food was absolutely stunning. I really liked the decor of Lumini as well, because it felt very distinct from anything else within the ship, so it gave quite an exclusive feeling. You knew it was something different and quite unique, which I really enjoyed, but it didn't feel oppressive or obnoxious, and you knew that when you walked in here you were going to have a really elegant, refined experience, but would also be fun and exciting every single time you dined here. On to deck 4. This features the Martini Bar, which is probably one of the most famous features of Celebrity in my opinion. So naturally the first cocktail I had to be a martini, or an espresso martini in my case. This was also a fabulous spot to enjoy any performances in the foyer, and the barman also had a few tricks up their sleeves, that's for certain, and this included them somehow mixing and pouring multiple martinis at once, which is a skill I would love to have. You have a huge range of furniture, each in their own alcoves. Although this was quite a popular spot, you could easily have your own space for the evening, which I really enjoyed. Directly opposite is the craft social bar, so if you're someone who enjoys craft beers, this is certainly the place for you. And although I'm not a beer drinker, Dan rated these beers as being quite good. They also offer things like wines and spirits. It's the closest thing on Silhouette I could say that it's a sports bar, as there are lots of screens showing particular sporting events on, as well as a pool table. So moving past the Grand Foyer, on deck 4, we encounter the shops on the boulevard. This is probably the most expansive array of shops I have ever seen on a cruise ship. Now this is actually split on 2 decks, with the shops on deck 4 tended to be more general types of shops, so things like souvenirs or essentials or things like cosmetics. Nearby there's also a photo gallery, so you can view any pictures that you've taken with the onboard ship's photographer, as well as Fortune's Casino. Now Fortune's Casino is massive and naturally features its own bar as well. Although I don't gamble, I thought this space looked quite pretty, to be fair, and it seemed to offer a huge range of machines and tables of various game types, so although I'm not an expert, I would say this is quite well kitted out, and I think that if you're a fan of the casino, you're definitely going to have fun in this space. Moving further forward on deck 4, there's also Quasar, which acts as Silhouette's nightclub, and I love the retro feel in this space. I can imagine at night this is a really fun, lively place to be. What I love is the fact that there is a bar. This was really useful for when we were going to the theatre, as we'd always pop here to grab a glass of wine before going to watch that night's show. Now moving to the very front of the ship on decks 3, 4 and 5 is the Silhouette Theatre. If you took this theatre and dropped it in London's West End or in Broadway, you wouldn't be able to tell the difference. It is an incredible space. During our time on Silhouette, we were treated to 2 fabulous production shows by the onboard theatre company, including Life, which was moving at times, and featured some incredible choreography and aerial moments as well. Then there was Cosmopolitan, which was both mad and incredible simultaneously, with outfits that would probably put Eurovision and Lady Gaga to shame. We also saw solo performances from the Barricade Boys, Ollie Nez, and then in this space we even got an informative talk from the staff captain explaining the inner workings of Silhouette. So this just shows the sheer variety of shows on offer in this space, and I've really enjoyed it. So as we go back on ourselves to deck 5, we find the Silhouette's art gallery. The pieces here were really fun, and the staff here were always happy to talk to you and explain the meaning behind some of the pieces of art, which was really interesting. Nearby there's also yet more shops on this level, and this completes the 2 deck high shops on the boulevard. And in contrast to the shops on deck 4, these on deck 5 tended to be designer brands. I also love how you have a kind of mini atrium surrounding these 2 decks, which features a gorgeous light centerpiece, and also I love the design of the floor as well. And near to the designer shops is the world-class bar. It seems to be the perfect place to try some new and exciting cocktails. Now returning to the Grand Foyer on deck 5, there is also Sushi on 5. Now this is a specialty restaurant and specialises in Japanese cuisine. And although right in the centre of the Grand Foyer, it feels almost nestled away, and I imagine the decor would make an experience here feel quite intimate, although unfortunately we weren't able to dine here. Moving to the opposite side of deck 5, there is Cafe Albaccio and Gelataria. This is a fabulous spot on Silhouette to be able to enjoy a huge range of teas, coffees, and later on in the day, coffee cocktails. And each of these were absolutely incredible, and the staff here was super friendly, and what made Albaccio even better was the fact that it offered a huge range of pastries, cakes and other treats to accompany your drinks throughout the day. Now on either side of deck 5 is Silhouette's Promenade. Now unfortunately this isn't a traditional promenade deck in the fact that most of the view is obstructed by the fact that the lifeboats are on this deck. However, there are several openings in the middle, front and back of the ship on either side, which I feel most people weren't aware that they existed, so this space was always really quiet. However, I still really appreciated just being able to walk along the promenade deck, because that's something that I always do during the day and after dinner, so although the view was largely obstructed, it was appreciated, and there were still some lovely spaces where you could properly look out to sea, and that was something that I absolutely loved, because relaxing on a promenade deck is one of my favourite things to do. You can also encounter on one side of the ship the crew's concierge. Now for those in concierge class, they will help arrange excursions for you, specialty dining and anything else that you need. There's also the Captain's Club, which is celebrities loyalty program, so if you have any questions you can go here as well. Moving further aft on deck 5 is the Ensemble Lounge. Now we spent many evenings after dinner sitting and relaxing in this space listening to Danny Smart, who is an extremely talented guitarist and singer. My only criticism for this space is the fact that bizarrely you have the bar right in the centre of this space and the stage is put to one corner, so it meant that the bar kind of obstructed the view for the vast majority of the people in this space, which was a bit of a shame, although we had many fantastic nights in this space. Within the Ensemble Lounge is the Retreat Lounge, and although I'm going to be doing a video on the suite areas on Silhouette later, I thought I'd give you a little peek. I really love how it's hiding in plain sight and really gives an exclusive feel for those people who get to enjoy this space. Adjacent is the French-inspired Murano. Now, Celebrity so kindly gifted me a choice of one specialty dining restaurant during our time on Silhouette, and I chose this one, and what an experience that was. It matched every expectation I had with the idea of French fine dining, and our waitress Anastasia really helped create a real sense of occasion throughout this entire meal, because every time a dish was put in front of you there was an explanation why things had been chosen, and there was a sense of theatre as well. For instance, when the main course was put down, it was hidden behind cloches, which was then lifted at the same time. So I would urge anyone who is unsure about whether or not they should go for Murano, go for it. It is absolutely incredible, and I hope to visit it sometime soon in the near future. Further aft on deck 5, there are also 3 other specialty restaurants. Cuisine, which is home to Le Petit Chef, combines fabulous food with entertainment, so if you're wanting something a little bit different, I think this would be one for you. Adjacent, there's also the Tuscan Grill, and serves Italian food in a contemporary style, and this features handmade pasta as well as steaks, and the restaurants here kind of jut out over the side of the ship slightly, so it means that you get fabulous ocean views. Finally, there's Blue, which is a restaurant dedicated for those in Aqua Class, and this is essentially a higher grade of cabin which allows you to have enhanced amenities within your cabin, access to an area of the spa known as Persian Garden, which we'll cover later, as well as being able to dine in Blue for breakfast, lunch and dinner. And this offers foods that it says are fresh and modern, so I feel like this is a focus on quite clean, unpretentious foods, but are still packed full of flavour. Now, although we weren't able to dine here in the routine sittings, we were invited by Celebrity for a VIP lunch, and the food here was fantastic. It was extremely tasty, it wasn't overly rich, and oh my goodness, the views in this space are incredible. And we even got to see some dolphins, which was a really special moment. I love the light features especially, and it seems like a really relaxed environment to be able to enjoy fantastic food, which I'm sure you would get in this space. Decks 6 to 11 are mostly accommodation, with our balcony cabin being on deck 7, but I will cover that in a later video. However, running through all of these decks is a gigantic, almost second atrium, which starts on deck 3 and finishes on the pool deck on deck 14. And this space featured a tree, as you do, and this probably has to be one of my favourite design features of the Solstice class, because at the very top, on deck 14, there is a huge glass ceiling, which then allows natural light to flood into the centre of the ship, which makes this space feel really light and airy. And like I mentioned, the fact that live music was performed so much meant that this music essentially filtered into the rest of the ship. This was so nice, and probably meant even more than usual, given the fact that it had been so long since I'd actually seen live music, so that was fantastic. Situated along its length are some fantastic spaces. For instance, on decks 7 and 8 there is the Hideaway, and this features a range of furniture to be able to sit and relax, read a book, catch up on social media, or just chill. Moving up to deck 10, there is also the library, and it features a closer view of that tree which just happens to be in the middle of this atrium, and once you've stopped staring in awe at the atrium, there is a decent range of books for a ship this size. It's also quite quirkily designed, which made me smile when I went there a few times. Now moving up to deck 12, there is the fabulous pool deck, which features 2 outdoor pools and 2 hot tubs. Do note, however, that one of these pools is really shallow, probably only over a metre deep. so you might have a little surprise when you get into the pool. However, the second one is a good depth for a cruise ship. Now, they had a stage which was always occupied by musicians playing throughout the day, so it was really relaxing and the music wasn't too intrusive, so me and Dan loved sitting here reading our books and making the most of the rare British sunshine. There's also a pool bar which we frequented often, and the cocktails on board Silhouette were really good, and I recommend that you go for the Tequila Tropical. Now, leaving the pool deck and moving further along deck 12, we encounter the solarium, and this is a perfect place for inclement weather because you have an indoor pool as well as several hot tubs and lots of comfy sun loungers. The only downside that I found to this space was the fact that the solarium's roof isn't retractable, so it did feel a little warm in this space. However, in colder climates, or when the British weather typically isn't playing ball, I imagine this would definitely be the place to be to enjoy a swim and relax on the sun lounger, even if the weather isn't 100% outside. Nearby, there's also the Spa Cafe, which is included within your fare and is perfect for people who are just wanting a little bite to eat or maybe have something a little healthy. They also offered a range of post-workout smoothies, which isn't something you expect, but there you go. Moving into the spa area, you can be sure that there's going to be everything you could ever want treatment-wise in the spa. There's also a barber's and a salon for people wanting to get their hair done, and Celebrity also kind of gave us access to their Persian garden, which features a number of heated tile lounges, a herbal sauna, as well as a slightly cooler, relaxing aromatic steam room. In the changing rooms, there's also a male and female Finnish style sauna, and as someone who has never really done anything spa related, I'll admit I was quite dubious and thought I wouldn't enjoy it, but after that I felt really relaxed and I would definitely recommend it to people. Now, situated at the very front of the ship is the gym Canyon Ranch Fitness. This featured a really good range of equipment. I felt like it had a good range of machines and free weights, and they also offered a number of classes such as spin classes and also personal trainer sessions. You're treated to fabulous sea views, which were definitely appreciated, that's for certain. Speaking of sea views, I really recommend that you go through doors at the very front of the gym and you will encounter a kind of secret deck right at the front of the ship, looking over Silhouette's bow. It was always very quiet because not many people knew it was there, and I definitely loved the spot. So if we jump up to the same position on deck 14, we encounter the Sky Lounge, and this is a beautiful observation lounge. During the day, it's a fabulous spot to relax or read a book, having a coffee or a cocktail, and by night, it changes into a fabulous spot for live music performances as well as comedians. And we spent a couple of nights up here, and it was certainly lots of fun. As we walk along deck 14, we encounter the second deck of the pool deck, and there's also the Mass Bar and Grill, which means that you're never too far away from a quick bite to eat or a few drinks. The burgers here were really nice, having had them on several occasions. After all, it'd be rude not to, wouldn't it? Moving further aft, there is the Ocean View Cafe. Now, this is Silhouette's buffet and is open for breakfast, lunch, afternoon tea and dinner, and wow, what an array of food. One thing that I've heard a lot about Celebrity is the fact that their buffets are incredible, and it definitely lived up to the hype. It's not often that you get to enjoy a perfectly cooked steak in a buffet or gorgeous salmon at breakfast, but they managed to do that perfectly, so I was really impressed with this. With COVID restrictions, food is given to you by crew, as are included drinks such as water, juices and hot drinks. You could also use that drinks package a bit more, and there was a bar located within the buffet as well. There's also a lovely open air area at the back of the ship near the Ocean View Cafe, which I absolutely love. We would have our breakfast here overlooking the ship's wake, and I don't think you can get a better breakfast view than that in my opinion. Randomly, as you move up the stairs between the two decks, there's just these two seats and a table. I have no idea why they're there, but I think it's brilliant. Now, after the unexpected seating, on deck 15 there's also the Sunset Bar, which has tons of seating wrapped around it, which looks the perfect place to relax and enjoy some fabulous sea views, and looks perfect for, you guessed it, a brilliant sunset cocktail. Moving further along deck 15, situated between Silhouette's twin funnels, has to be probably one of her most unique features, and that is the Lawn Club, which features grass, yes, real grass, in the middle of the ocean, which I found incredibly cool. And this space will also feature a TV screen, so you can go sit and relax on some grass in the middle of the ocean, which is a fantastic feature in my opinion. The Lawn Club also has several specialty dining options, including the Lawn Club Grill, which offers a range of foods including the opportunity opportunity to build your own pizza, gourmet salad, and also the opportunity to choose from 12 different grill specialities, whilst also being taught on how it works. Nearby there's also the Porch, which is a seafood and raw bar and will feature things such as seafood towers, ceviche, and also steak tartare. Now these two restaurants sound like a fabulous way to enjoy a special occasion whilst enjoying the unique view of the ocean or of the lawn, and I still can't get my head around how they managed to keep the grass alive whilst they're at sea, but there we go. On this deck there is also a kids club, but I didn't film it for obvious reasons. At the forwards of decks 15 and 16 there is also the Retreat Sun deck, which is an exclusive space for suite guests. Now Celebrity kindly let me have a peek during our day in Belfast, and I again will include this in a dedicated suite video, but it looks incredible, and just look at the views over the front of the ship and also looking down the ship. Very impressive indeed. As you can tell, I absolutely loved Silhouette. She has so many wonderful features that you wouldn't expect on a cruise ship, or you wouldn't expect it to be done in that way. Celebrity have mastered the idea of a luxurious ship that doesn't feel pretentious or overbearing, and if you're wanting to be able to relax in fabulous surroundings, this ship is definitely for you. I had an amazing time, and hopefully you will too. So, I really hope you enjoyed my ship tour of Celebrity Silhouette, and if you have, please like and subscribe and leave any comments below because it's always appreciated. I have several other videos planned for Celebrity Silhouette, as well as videos on my future cruises for Iona's maiden cruise and my first ever Cunard cruise on board Queen Elizabeth, so make sure you subscribe so you don't miss out on any of it. I hope that you're all doing well with everything at the moment, and I can't wait to see you in my next video. So until next time, this is Cruising with Matthew, and thank you so much for watching.